Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.
Jane, you want to gavel us into session here? Nice. Good job. Good volume. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome Jamie. Welcome Jane. A couple quick things to go through, and then we're going to talk about the big accomplishment this week, which is, of course, the budget. We had 2 city council meetings this week. Thank you to everybody that came. Thank you to the council. We have some new appointees to our boards and commissions, actually quite a few. We completely have restood up the Community Activities Commission, the CAC, so that's been fully staffed now. So thanks to everybody that decided to get involved and be part of our volunteer team of appointed people. We have some new meeting procedures that are going to be going into place. The council adopted. We had a really robust and interesting conversation about parking and traffic management in the village. This is something that has been talked about for 50 plus years here in the city. There's been several professional studies done. And so the council all leaned in and said, you know what, we need to make this a priority. And so over the next month, I'm actually working with the mayor and the chamber and a few other folks, and we're going to be coming back in July with some exciting opportunities based on the loose direction the council gave us. One of the interesting things to explore was the notion of some sort of valet program. So we're going to see how possible that actually is. We're not going to do anything, then we're not going to implement anything over the next month. We need to do some research on the legalities and the fee collection and stuff like that. But we'll be coming back in July to council with the world of what is possible on that. So stay tuned on that one. We adopted a budget. That's a big deal. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, it was very exciting. We also adopted the city's wildfire prevention maps and severity zones. So it was a busy week, really busy week. This season, every year, community activities sort of crank up. We have every weekend there's community activities almost. This weekend is the Carmel Surfabout. It's a long-running community event, super fun. So please go down to the beach and check that out. The community activities department and the library, they do such a good job on our website of posting what the events are and links to all the information. So go check it out. There should be something in the Friday letter today, but it is officially event season. You know that because this week was culinary week, which went really well. Did either of you get a chance to go to any of the events? Like walk through them, see them or anything on the street?
I think I saw the Vita one.
Oh, the Dolce Vita,
yes,
where they took over a whole section of Dolores Street. That was really cool. It was like a big long table.
Beautiful.
Block to
Beautiful.
block. Yeah, so that's one thing I've noticed. This is, I think, the 5th or 6th year, and Amy would correct me, of this iteration of the Carmel Culinary Week. Every year it gets better. They're more like community out there events, but they still feel very Carmel. Yesterday was the culinary showdown up in Devendorf Park. They partnered with Good Roots folks, the people that do our farmers market, who do an excellent job. And so the events have been really great. Yeah. A lot of good feedback and low impact, which is what we like. Very boutique. That's what they're going for. So yeah, congrats to the Culinary Weeks folks. Amy and you and your team have done a wonderful job. And speaking of congratulations to all the graduates, including your graduate.
My grad.
Yeah, you want to give a shout out?
Oh, go Mason.
Woohoo! All right.
Carmel High. Woo.
Yeah, so get ready for the real world. Congratulations, everybody. That's great. So going back to the big ticket item we talked about earlier, we adopted the city's budget this year. Jamie, what does that look like? What happened?
Well, I just want to do a shout out because it takes a team to make that budget come together. And a particular thank you to our star quarterback, Jane. Aww. Yay. It was a successful season, the department head and everybody coming together and getting some good information in new, exciting ways. New assumptions, that sort of stuff, geek stuff. But now that the budget's over, the budget approval is over, the budget's not over. Now it starts. So
we don't just put it on the shelf and go do other things?
Well, actually, we do have bound copies for anybody that wants their own. But no, so we're going to load it into the system, and then it's alive, and it guides every single thing that every department is doing all year long. And we will be coming back then in the future to the city council and seeing how is it going. So we're going to keep an eye on how we're doing in our fiscal strategies and whether they're executed effectively. But anyway, I just wanted to point out.
That's great. Yeah, and you couldn't, well said. It took a whole team. Jane, I think the star quarterback is a really good, a good analogy because, Jane is sitting back there and really the person that we all go to, like, is this right? Can you help us put this together? But it took everybody, everybody in the administrative office between like putting together the noticing and the electronic stuff and all the department heads. What's interesting about the budget, and we talked about this a little bit in the meetings, is that it's not just a document that tells us how much money we have or going to spend. It's also an operational tool.
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the things we're going to try to highlight in this next fiscal year is how are we using the budget as an operational tool. So Jane and Jamie are going to be working on mechanisms to be able to report, track how we're spending against what we planned, because that's really how you maximize a budget. And we've been doing that in collaboration with our Financial Stewardship Work Group, made up of Councilmember Hans Buder and Mayor Pro Tem Bob Delves. So we're excited about this year. Jane, how do you feel about the budget? You think we did okay? We're in a good position.
I think we did great.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Good.
New
Yeah.
ideas,
Mm-hmm.
but just a better set of guardrails to keep us on the road.
Yep.
Guardrails. I love guardrails. I love a good guardrail. I used to
Well
talk about
said.
guardrails all the time in land use. I think that it's so important to have guardrails on things because then they keep you going the right direction. You can't
That's
get off
right.
into the ditch.
And moving forward.
And moving forward. Very good. Very good. Well, on that note, thank you both for all you do, especially getting to this budget. Like, sincerely, I don't think anybody outside of City Hall can ever appreciate exactly how much work went into that, the late nights and the weekends and everything. So thank you both sincerely. And to everybody else that helped us, thank you so much. So you guys know how we say goodbye on this thing? We tell people to take good care. So we look at the camera and we say,
Take
Take good care.